Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this basic beading pattern. Now I'm showing you this video because I believe if you're watching this, you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to make beaded bags, and you would just like to know, what's the beading pattern that's usually used. Sometimes you go to videos to watch and then you just see them beading this and you don't really know how they achieve it. I'm gonna show you how to achieve this basic pattern, so let's get right into the video. Now, to make a basic beaded bag, you're going to need just three things, and that is your beads. Of course, for the sake of this video I'm using these beads in 10 mm. There are different types of beads. There are beads that come in strings and there are beads that come in packs. This particular bead comes in a pack. We're also going to be using our strong fishing line in 60 mm, as you can see. Now, these fishing lines are not the stretchy fishing lines that they use for jewelry. These are strong, they are firm, so when you go to buy them, make sure to ask for this strong fishing line. This is what it looks like if you want to take a screenshot and have it saved. Next, we have our cutter. This can be bought at any beading shop. Just ask for a cutter. If you can't get this, feel free to use a pair of regular scissors. Now, to begin, I'm going to start by cutting my fishing line, of course. Now, to begin, I'm going to start by cutting my fishing line to a length that I'm very comfortable working with. If you're a beginner, don't cut it too long. Just cut a length that works for you. This is because the thread tangles a lot and it can honestly get so frustrating. Now I'm going to take the two ends of my fishing line. As you can see, I was just trying to put a darker background at the back so you could see the thread. I'm going to take the two ends. To begin, I'm going to pick 4 beads. Now this is because a basic beading pattern has rings of 4. There's a little bit of math involved, but I promise you it's really simple. I'm going to put the 4 beads onto either side of the thread, but for the sake of this video I'm going to put it at the left side of the thread. That is the thread that is in my left hand, as you can see, and I'm going to take the thread in my right hand and pass it through the 4th and last bead, as you would see me do. Now I'm going to cross it so that the thread comes out at the other side of the bead. Watch closely as I cross it, like so. And I'm going to hold the 2 tips. The reason I'm doing that is because I just want my thread to be even along the way. I don't want one end to be longer than another. So I'm just going to pull that together. And I'm going to pull both sides of my thread to be firm. Now that's something you want to consistently do when you're beading. Every time you make a knot, you cross a bead, always pull your thread tightly. That is what makes bags look firm, look pretty, and look nice. So that is one tip that you need to take note of. Pardon my voice, guys. I've been ill for a while and I'm still recovering. Now we have formed our first ring of 4, and this is what we're going to use to consistently form more rings of 4. Now, since we already have 1 bead that has been crossed through, we're going to add 3 more beads to make a second ring of 4. And to do that, I'm going to take 3 beads. I'm going to put 1 bead on each side of the thread. That's to the side on my left and to the side on my right. And then I'm going to use the 3rd bead and cross it on both threads, just like we did the last time. So I'm crossing it, I'm holding the tips together, and I'm going to pull it to form our second ring of 4. And there we go. That's a second ring of 4 right there. Now it's going to have some sort of chain effect, so we're going to repeat this process again and again and again until we have a length that we're satisfied with. Now to repeat the process again, we're going to take 3 beads, put 1 bead on each side of the thread like so, and then cross it with the last bead. That is, pass it through both sides of the thread, just as I'm doing. And we're going to pull it, and voila. Now for the sake of this video, I was trying to achieve a 6x4 pattern, that is a beaded pattern with 6 rings of 4 as the length and 4 rings of 4 as the width. That is what I refer to as a 6x4 pattern. So if you're beading a bag, you might have a plan to achieve maybe an 11x7 pattern for one side of the bag, or whatever, depending on the instructions you're following. So if you start watching a video and the person says, oh, this bag is a 14x7, you just know they mean it's a length of 14 rings of 4 and then a width of 7 rings of 4. I just hope that makes sense. Now, as you can see, I have made 4 rings so far, and I am on the 5th ring. I've just been repeating the same chain. I pick 3 beads, I pass 1 on each side, and then I cross with the 3rd bead to give me a chain of 5 rings of 4. And let's see what it looks like so far. Okay, there it is. So these are 5 rings now, if you can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings. Now, since my pattern is 6x4, I'm about to do the 6th chain, and that means when I do the 6th chain, I'm going to turn. I'm not going to keep going in a forward chain pattern. Instead, I'm going to start building my mat. So this is how to turn your pattern. Once you've done the 1st chain, I'm about to turn now. To do that, I'm going to take the thread on my left hand, and I'm going to take 3 beads as I've been doing, but instead of passing 1 on each thread, I'm going to pass the 3 beads on the thread in my left hand, as you can see, and then I'm going to cross it on the last one. This is because I'm turning, and this is me turning on the 6th ring of 4, because my pattern is 6x4, so this is the 6th ring. If I had done 6 chains and then started turning on the 7th, it will not be a 6x4 pattern, it will become a 7x4. So this is the 6th, and as you can see, it has come out on the side. I want to turn completely, so I'm going to repeat that process again. I'm going to still take the same thread by my left side and pass 3 beads through it, like so. And then I'm going to cross on the 3rd bead. This is very important that you watch what I'm doing, because my voiceover may not be the best explanation, so just pay keen attention. If you need to rewind, feel free. If you need to reduce the speed, feel free. YouTube allows you to do that. Okay, now as I've crossed on the 3rd one, I'm going to pull, and as you can see, okay, my mat is beginning to form because I've turned now, and I'm going to keep on beading to start forming my beaded mat. Now to do that, I'm going to take the thread on my right, which is closest to the chain pattern. That's what I'm going to use to continue building my mat. I'm going to take that thread and I'm going to pass it through the bead on my right, which is just ahead. The bead I'm touching right there, that's the next bead closest to the bead, the thread on my right. I'm going to pass it through. Okay. I'm passing it through just one bead, please take note. Then I'm going to take two beads, pass them through the thread on my left, and I'm going to cross on the second bead like so. And I'm going to pull it and see our mat is beginning to form. Yay! I'm going to continue doing that. That is, take the thread on my right, pass it through the next bead, which is just right at the top there. And then I'm going to take two beads, pass it on the bead, the thread on my left hand, and cross on the second bead. Now I'm going to keep doing that, the same thing. Just watch closely. I'm going to do that until I get to the very last bead. Now I have gotten to the last bead, and you know what this means? This means I'm going to turn yet again to continue my beaded pattern, because I have gotten to the sixth ring of 4. As you can see the direction I'm going, that's exactly how I'm going to turn all the way to my left and go back. So to make that turn happen now, I'm going to pass my thread through the next bead as I've been doing, but instead of placing it on that bead, on that thread right on my left, I'm going to place the beads on the thread to my right. Place the two beads there and cross on the second bead. As you can see, it has come out on the side, and this is what our pattern looks like so far. I've reached the end of the second row, and it's a 6x4. I've already achieved my 6, so I'm trying to achieve my 4 now, which is the width of the bag. Now for a smooth beading process, I like to turn my mat to face me. So whenever I'm turning, once I've successfully completed that last ring, just watch, I'm going to turn the pattern to be facing me, because I like to bead down to up. So that's just all I did. I just turned the pattern to face me so I can continue. You don't have to do that. You can just continue if you want to. But for the sake of this video, I did that so that I can continue to use my right and left hand as indicators for you. So when you turn the pattern back to face you, you're going to add 3 beads to the thread on your left hand and cross it on the third bead. This is just to complete your turn so you can start a third row. So you see we've turned now, so we're going to continue just like we did. Pass the thread on the right to the next bead. We're going to take 2 beads, put it on the thread on the left and cross on the second bead, just like we did before. As you're doing this, guys, don't forget to always pull your thread. Once you finish crossing the last bead, pull your thread tight. That is what keeps the pattern firm. If not, this entire pattern would have been extremely wobbly. And trust me, nobody wants that. So always continue to pull your thread as you need to. Now we've gotten to yet another end, and to turn it, I'm supposed to do the opposite of what I've been doing, but I'm going to show you what's going to happen if you continue if you continue putting on the left side and cross on the second one. This is what you're going to end up with, and that's not going to help you turn because you want to do a 4th row, so that'll be wrong. So the right thing to do when you get to the end is to put 2 beads on the thread to your right, in your right hand, and cross on the second. We would cross and pull our thread, and then it comes out at the side, not at the top. Now, like I said before, I like to turn my pattern facing towards me when I get to the end, just so that I can bead from bottom to top. And I just did that now, so I can continue beading. What I'm going to do next is to take 3 beads, just like we did before, and cross on the 3rd bead. Okay, and then we're going to continue our pattern all the way to the end. That is, pass on the next bead with the right thread, add 2 beads to the left thread, and cross on the second. Now this completes. We get to the end, and since this is the end of our pattern, we're going to put 2 beads and cross on the second. I have a video on my channel that shows how to end your thread when you get to the end of the pattern that you were aiming for. Go ahead and watch it if you also need to. I have loads and loads of other tips right there on my channel. As you can see, we have our 6 by 4 pattern. It's just me counting it. We started with the 6, and when we achieved the 6, we then went ahead to get 4 as the width. Now this was just a test, so if you're doing an actual bag, it will definitely be much more than this. So for an actual bag, you may be working with numbers like 11 by 7, 40 by 22, or whatever it may be. But the best part is you now know how to cross it when you get to the end and all of that. Now with a pattern like this, you can get a bag of any shape, much larger pattern of course. You can fold the bag and bead the sides or whatever it is you want to do. But 80% of the time, you're mostly going to begin with this pattern. That's why it's important to master it, to know how it works, and all that it entails. I hope you get to use this pattern to make lots and lots of pretty bags. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more.